Hi, everybody. It's July 2021. Have you noticed that there's a lot of home explosions lately all over the country? Well, I just came across this in Plano, Texas.
Disaster, speechless.
Neighbors reported hearing the explosion yesterday.
It was a pretty big boom.
And roughly 24 hours later,
seeing it in person is nothing like seeing it in pictures or on the news.
This is what's left of the home on Cleveland Drive.
My heart goes out to my neighbors who have been, their houses have been red tagged, and my heart obviously goes out to the neighbor who was in the home.
Today, Plano Fire Rescue said Monday's home explosion was probably caused by an isolated gas leak.
Normally, a gas leak can be detected, so that adds just another element to the investigation to consider as to what was the source of this gas leak in the home.
Crews pulled one resident from the debris. The family living next door, 2 adults and 3 children, was injured as well.
Whole family is in hospital.
This is impactful for Plano.
Now, so far, those 6 injuries are the only ones reported. Now, other homes in the block were also damaged. This is the house that's directly across from the one that collapsed, and all the windows are completely damaged. And then that is a piece of a roof that's now sticking out of the ground. Inspectors
were there today looking at all the homes. The red tag means it is not habitable, which means more people are without a home. They talk about the probability of a gas leak, and then she ends it with, well, that will add to the investigation to the source of the gas leak. So they don't know if it was a gas leak. I heard another broadcast about this explosion, and there was some young guy who lived 2 blocks away. He has foundation cracks in his home, but he said that he saw flashes of light outside and then the 2 booms that people are talking about. So he thought it was lightning that maybe hit a gas line. A gas leak you can smell. But did you see this? I mean, this home is literally destroyed. It's splinters. That's a mighty fine gas leak. And if it were just a gas leak, I would think, somebody might have smelled it. But I'm not an expert. That's just what I thought. More flooding. Mandeville, Louisiana. I think it's outside of New Orleans. Yep, they're doing it up. Every single day, people are being put out of their homes. Their businesses are getting flooded. These are some of the pictures. And the flooding is tremendous. 8 inches they got, and I don't know what the time frame was, but 8 inches, really? So all of these businesses were flooded. It's Detroit again. Detroit again. During heavy rains, this area is subject to flooding. Well, I don't think that they would have built this apartment complex that another one got flooded. Yeah. I don't think that they would have built it here if this area was prone to flooding. So it must be a recent development. Recent within, last couple of years. So, life goes on in the good old US of A. It's truly just we knew this was coming. I hesitate a lot because, what I hear is it's truly unbelievable. It's truly, but it's not. we knew they were going to just ramp up. And they have been increasing year after year the amount of destruction brought about by using weather as a weapon. So, look at the manhole in this news broadcast.
Across Metro Detroit on Friday, this neighborhood in Grosse Pointe Park had quite the sewage backup, turning this manhole I'm standing on into a fountain. A traffic-stopping geyser gushing out of a manhole in Grosse Pointe Park on Friday before the same thing started happening in nearby basements.
The water was gushing out from this about, 3-4 feet.
Rajiv Sharma was at least prepared this time around. He covered up some drains with rocks and even bought pumps to try and keep up with the incoming sewage water, but the flooding still came.
It was smelly, same way it was on June 26th.
June 26th, that's when this happened. More than 3 feet of water filled his basement, leaving behind dirt and sewage, ruined appliances, and thousands of dollars in damages.
It'll be quite a bit. It'll hurt financially.
We got that flowing out of here. This isn't my water. This is the city of Detroit's water, and they need to come and get it.
Down the road on the east side of Detroit, Chuck Brooks is dealing with the same thing. His basement is still flooded like it was 3 weeks ago.
This is sad and it's sickening that we got to live like this. What's going to happen the next storm that we get? I can't keep doing this, man. This is crazy.
The Great Lakes Water Authority said in a statement that their system was operating as designed and that
The system is operating as designed. It's climate change, way too much rain. It just backs up. Sorry. Really? Well, the gushing of water from manholes, from storm drains, I see it more often, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're putting it in our face. Putting it in our face now.
And we begin with another round of storms battering parts of Metro Detroit, bringing more damage to the area. Those storms hit around rush hour and continued well into the night.
And now DTE reporting about 47,000 customers without power, mostly in Oakland County, and that's where our Tim Pamplin is with the night cam. Tim.
This was the calm before the storm this evening near Baldwin and I-75. Moments later, wind, rain and hail lashing the local Ford truck as we head down Brown Road here. It lasted for about 20 minutes. And then, what on earth is that? It appears to be black water coming up and out of the storm drains. Trees were toppled and storm water kept flowing out of manhole covers. This near Great Lakes Crossing. All that water flooding out the roads as the cars made their way through gingerly. The hail kept pinging off the truck. A little further north in Oxford, on State Street, this home struck by lightning, I'm being told. Oxford firefighters doing a great job knocking this fire down. I'm happy to report no injuries. Now, if you look at the DT outage,
It's working as designed. This is Centerville, Illinois.
And in my area, I had to deal with the stormwater. When the stormwater would get in my basement, we bought our house in 1987, and I want to say it was probably 2007 or 8 when it started flooding in our basement, and we had no idea where this water was coming from. We had our basement finished, and our family room was down there. We had an extra bedroom down there, and then all of a sudden the water started coming in every time it rained, until when the forecast would say rain, you kind of flinch because you're afraid the water's going to come in your house and ruin everything you have, which it did. My house basement had to be, we had to just break down and have it waterproof to try to keep the water out, which cost us $12,000, which we don't feel we should have had to pay that if the city had did what they were supposed to do.
And she's absolutely right. She is absolutely right. They are forcing the waters, reversing, the drainage system. I can't believe how many news broadcasts are now showing, oh, and it's coming up from the manholes and it's coming out of the storm drains. Questions need to be asked. Everybody needs to be asked. So, in Centerville, unfortunately, a lot of the residents got an attorney. They have a class action suit. Lawsuits drag on forever. And I hope they win. But it's one thing with people ignoring the truth about man being able to control the weather. You can't ignore all of the water that is coming out of the storm drains. So don't, please. Brooklyn.
Hey guys, I just posted an article about the smoke from the wildfires out west coming all the way across to the East Coast. I can smell the smoke. The haze is across the whole horizon. And all those nice pictures of the sun that I usually post, the setting sun, all it is one big round orange ball that looks like an orange, actually. It looks like an orange in person. When I look through the lens here, it looks kind of whitish, but it's not. And this haze extends all the way across. There's the city. There's Manhattan. There we go across, and all the way across to Staten Island. I mean, oh, that's just some Brooklyn noise. Not to worry. Welcome to climate change.
It's done. There are way too many people who are so brainwashed. I mean, it would take forever, if that woman was actually willing, to sit down and talk about what was happening. But then, once you come out of your brainwashing, you have to act. Well, that's another problem. Okay, here, storms, quick and powerful, moving across Metro Detroit.
Tree limbs, even complete trees, ripped from the ground after those strong winds and rains blew through parts of Oakland County. One home even catching fire after it was struck by lightning. The storms were quick and powerful, moving across the 7 first alert radar.
We were all looking out the windows and everything was just going sideways.
The storm hitting parts of Oakland County, causing some damage. One man recorded this video of a home in his neighborhood in Oxford smoking after it was apparently hit by lightning.
Suddenly there was a loud boom. My kid goes, "Whoa, that was a big one," and turned around and we just started seeing fire trucks soon, and before you know it, house is smoking up.
The powerful
more power outages, more flooding. These storms, did you see that? I mean, that was pretty intense, right? Look at that. Oh. And you can see, the trees should be brown. The trunks and branches should be brown. They're green. Fungal disease. Geoengineering. If you don't know anything about it, do some research. Fires. Not good. BC. Evacuations. Oh, man.
I'm standing here in Asuyu, surrounded by cottages, and just behind me you can see the fire pushing up gray plumes of smoke. From here you can see it billowing up into the sky. Strong winds in tinder-dry forests have made easy conditions for this fire to grow and spread. Fire crews are attacking the fire from the air with air tankers and helicopters dropping water on hot spots. The fire sparked on Monday afternoon and forced the evacuation of hundreds of homes. Come on, baby. Rod and Geraldine Foley say they had little time to pack up their belongings.
The guy came walking up the hill. He says, "You gotta go now."
They loaded 8 dogs, 2 cats, and 2 parrots into their RV and left.
We're very fortunate that we had the motorhome. Otherwise, I mean, like 2 o'clock in the morning, where are you going to go?
The fire is burning in BC's South Okanagan region between the towns of Oliver and Osoyoos. The region is a tourism hotspot. People from all over the province are here for their summer vacations. This family from Edmonton...
Sorry, can't listen to him again. I just, they're on vacation and, well, they're evacuating. This woman has a winery and, well, she had to close it down during the pandemic. Then she was able to open, but now she's got to close it down again because of the fires. Okay. Evacuating.
A local state of emergency has been declared due to a fast-moving wildfire burning north of Osoyoos. Around 260 homes are being evacuated as the 700-hectare fire burns out of control. An evacuation order has also been issued for the 3,000-hectare White Rock Lake fire burning between Kamloops and Vernon. First Nations leaders are joining the growing calls for the province to declare a state of emergency.
We're getting a lot of grandiose statements of solidarity and support from the Prime Minister and the Premier, but that's no replacement for fire trucks and firefighting equipment.
And
as the
he's right. Now, you declare a state of emergency in the United States, and that you get more resources from the federal government. I don't know how it works in Canada, but I heard, what is it, the British Columbia Ministry of whatever, safety or something. I heard 10 days ago there were calls for him to declare a state of emergency. Then I heard just an ordinary resident of British Columbia say that there would be more resources with the declaration, but the minister said that there wouldn't be. I don't know how it works. You guys in Canada, let me know. But he finally today declared a state of emergency. And I will tell you, looking at satellite, looking at all of the fires in British Columbia, that state of emergency should have been called a long time ago.
Have lightning strikes and fires developing near communities, that may well result in significant evacuations. We've seen it in the past, and we want to make sure that we are prepared for it.
He says the state of emergency won't alter firefighting resources, but gives more power to support evacuees. With some of the 13 evacuation centers in place already at capacity, people in danger zones asked to arrange to stay with family and friends if possible. Make sure you have a plan and a bag packed, so if you get the call or knock at the door, you're ready to leave.
And I am sorry to say that everyone, all of the officials, even Governor Brown in Oregon, they're all saying it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. And it's all due to climate change. Okay, so finally, a state of emergency in British Columbia when you had those fires burning and they were massive on satellite. Something's wrong here. Something's wrong. Maybe they want to burn you out?
Well, this is 2017 on steroids.
Herding cattle as wildfires burn around them. Ranchers in regions west of Kamloops are trying to get the animals back to safety, riding through burned out trees and grass that was supposed to feed the cattle in the months to come.
Way around the front.
Robert Haywood, farmer, says it's the worst wildfire situation he's ever seen. He's helped evacuate hundreds of cattle near the Sabison Lake area because of one fire. A separate blaze damaged vast amounts of land.
Let's go.
I don't know what other infrastructure has been damaged because you can't get right out into the fire to see, but I know there's a lot of damage to fencing, and that's really important to us because it keeps our cattle separated from our neighbors' cattle.
And we're not going to be able to probably put cattle on it again for 2 or 3 years because we have to spend that time repairing that ground from when these fires go through with that intensity. So it's, the cattle are one thing. We can sell our cattle off. It's going to be at a huge expense.
The BC Cattlemen's Association says the province does have a compensation program for losses, but if hay and grass is burned across BC, they won't have anything to feed cattle into the winter.
We're going to get you out of here. Let's go.
Ranchers called for a provincial state of emergency earlier this week, not just to respond to the immediate threat, but for relief in the months to come for an industry that will be devastated. The Thompson and Nicola Regional District, which includes Kamloops and the surrounding area, had been pleading for up to 150 firefighters.
And it's not unusual for them to go home at, say, 9 o'clock at night and then suddenly be called back because there's another flare-up and another state of local emergency has to be declared.
The provincial government denied accusations that it ignored cries from the region, and it took evacuations from Osoyoos to make the call.
What you've been dealing with in Kamloops for the last several weeks, and the men and women out fighting the fire.
Look. There's no point in listening to liars. And I don't know a politician that doesn't. So, Brown on wildfires, climate change playing out before our eyes. Oregon, this fire, the bootleg, 388,000 acres. And there are areas that are more city-like that this woman is telling you the fires could come to these areas because you're not at a fire season. It only just begun. Hundreds of structures threatened due to Dixie fire.
And we are also keeping a close eye on the wildfire burning along Butte and Plumas counties. This 30,000-acre Dixie fire forced new evacuations today for the community of Seneca, which is south of Lake Elsinore. Those are rocks falling along a hill and taking flames along with them. CHP Quincy captured this video last night from Highway 70. The highway is still closed from Grandview Station to the junction with State Route 89. There is no estimated time for when Highway 70 will reopen.
And that fire has created its own weather. This is really something to behold here. Just time-lapse video of that massive cloud and smoke billowing over the Dixie fire. This is what it looked like about 4:30 today. And this is what it looks like to be under that smoke and clouds. This is some time-lapse video here showing you just the sky turning this color of orange. Just an eerie-looking shot here. And let's go back to Mark right now with a look at the weather around that fire. Well,
the fire is causing its own weather. And I like how flatlined this is.
Now, more than 900 acres were added to the growing...
Just in case, I'm sorry, this was California, and this is the fire that is 10 miles away from Paradise, California, the Camp Fire, and this is Idaho.
Dixie fire. The fire is burning north of the Salmon River. Firefighters have been buffering Jack Mountain Road as a control line.
And I'm not sure you heard the beginning, so...
Now, more than 900 acres were added to the growing Dixie fire. The fire is burning north of the Salmon River. Firefighters have been buffering Jack Mountain Road as a control line. Fire officials say yesterday that line held, keeping the fire from growing even more. Meanwhile, the nearby Jumbo fire also grew by 39 acres. Altogether, both fires now total more than 30,000 acres. The Dixie Jumbo fires are just 8% contained.
Here's the number if you want more updates on Idaho fires. Wow.
Thank you for being there. I looked back out, and the fire was too close. I knew my house was going to go, so Told my daughter to grab everything they could. My wife and 2 boys were on vacation in Oregon. And my daughter and I, we grabbed as much as we could and got out. Didn't have much time, but we got out alive, so that's what matters. I mean, don't get me wrong, it hurts. Nothing I can do about it. Lost my whole life, everything I've ever had, owned. The kids. The kids are what's going to matter. I got 3 teenagers. They're going to come home to a moonscape, you know. I'm worried about them.
I'm trying to find out, you know, is the place standing or not? And it's kind of, it's sad that this thing has taken over and gotten so big, because it's displaced a lot of people and it's caused a lot of damage. You spend a lifetime building places or having a family home and stuff like that, and it's just it's heart-wrenching to, you know, have it just go up in smoke like that. And you can't be there, and most people think, oh, I might be able to defend it. No, you can't. There's been crown fires, it's been running wild, and they have no containment. So it's dangerous as all get out. So anybody that has something around here, you know, follow the safety rules and orders, because it might be your life.
Tamarack fire, California. Dozens of homes gone. And the smoke is everywhere.
Of New York City on Tuesday showcased more than just the hazy shades of summer, as it was filled with smoke that had drifted in from some 3,000 miles away, where dozens of wildfires continue to torch the western U.S. and Canada, led by Oregon's massive bootleg fire. Wildfire smoke prompted an advisory from New York health officials as the region's air quality index hit 118, unhealthy for those with breathing problems. Air quality readings well above 100 were also recorded in Boston, Hartford, and Philadelphia. Across the border, 500 miles northwest of New York City, Toronto too was blanketed by a smoky, smoggy layer. More than 80 wildfires in 13 western states have charred nearly 1.3 million acres. The largest, the bootleg fire, now covers an area about half the size of Rhode Island. It has even created at least 2 of what are referred to as fire clouds, an unusual phenomenon caused by rising smoke. Those clouds can produce their own lightning and essentially cause a fire-generated thunderstorm.
And you know what? Those clouds, if they can produce a dry thunderstorm, lightning, they can hit them with a laser and bring down an awful lot of rain. But they're not going to. So, you know, it's, yeah, smoke in Toronto, air quality is not. It's poor to even worse. Smoke from wildfires, tri-state area, red sunsets. Oh, Lauren Casey, look at that expression on your face. Yeah, it's looking kind of pink there. Ooh. Tri-state area. Oof. Not good. Oh, there's the satellite. Why is the sunset red? Tell us, please. I have no interest. So, based on my looking at a map and satellite, I think evacuations are here or here and here in Canada. And I think they're using frequencies to just bring all of that smoke all over. Because there are times when I look and I don't see much smoke. This is the Dixie fire. This is the Tamarack fire. And what is this? What is this? Well, that looks like a new fire in California. A new fire. Does anybody know anything about this fire? Please leave a comment below sharing your knowledge with us, because I'm too tired. I'm sorry. A lot going on, a lot of people not having a home. Huh. Okay. I'll link below to the satellite site. All of the other videos you can easily access on YouTube. Just do a search. Wildfires. Flooding. Stay safe. I hope you're okay. All of you. Ciao, guys. By the way. Really? Really? Doesn't look quite right. Doesn't look like natural clouds. But hey, I'm not a meteorologist. I'm just a dumb, ordinary individual. I've done a lot of research. But I'm not a mainstream media meteorologist, so don't listen to me. Do your own research. Another friggin' hurricane. This site takes too long to load. None of this is real. None of it. All manufactured.